Hey there. There's a disclaimer on this video. The video disclaimer herein is that if you don't have a sense of humor, you shouldn't watch this video. Some people out there I've found don't have a sense of humor. I'm not that huge of a movie buff person. I don't have time to watch movies like other people apparently do. Some people apparently like lounge and watch Netflix all day long or something like that. I'd be happy to take a day or two off, to be honest with you. Anyway, there's a movie made 2005, I believe it was, 16 years ago. And that movie is called V for Vendetta. And by the way, I will flat out tell you that if you haven't seen that movie yet, then there's something really wrong with you. I mean that, if you haven't seen that movie yet. V for I like to go over some of the plot lines of this movie and draw parallels with the year 2020 and 2021 and see if there are any similarities. And this basically covers most of the movie. One of the plot lines in the movie is banning books, controversial books. I don't know if that, let me see if there's any parallel with today. Check! Okay. A serious plot line in V for Vendetta is people are afraid and huddled in their houses, living in a bubble of doctored or churned up fear-mongering. Let's see. Check! The list goes on and on. Here's another one. If you need to see the movie, otherwise these are not going to make sense to you. In V for Vendetta, there's this really old, senile dictator who's living in a bunker, and he's never seen in public, essentially. Yeah, let's see. Check! Here's another one. Giant barbed wire fences and razor wire around the centers of government. Check. Government spies are snooping on absolutely everyone and everything to levels that are heretofore unheard of. Check. Everybody in the movie V for Vendetta is giving up basically all of their freedoms for the promise of a little bit of safety. Check. Everybody is extremely careful to watch everything they do or say to keep from offending others and especially centers of power. Check. Completely applicable to today. In the movie, there's gross, huge, titanic amounts of just bombastic propaganda that's so off the scale. It's completely impossible to believe something like that would exist. 2020, 2021. Also, too, check. Here's another one. Truth seekers and truth speakers are now enemies of the state. Big-time enemies of the state. Double check. Okay, there we go. In the movie, the media are absolutely not the media, but hardcore puppets and pathetic mouthpieces of the government. Double check. Here's the best one. This is a primary plot of the movie. The government blames a plague for the reason to repress citizens and to keep them safe. In the movie, the citizenry is locked down and they're perpetually fear-mongered. And when people want to go out, the government speaks through the media. It's like, more things to fear! Let me see if that's applicable to today. Triple check! It's like movie. Whoever wrote this movie must have like time traveled ahead 16 years ago. 16 years in the future, meaning today. Most prophetic movie. Actually, the only other movie that's this prophetic is the movie Idiocracy. And you should see that movie, too. Really, if you haven't seen V for Vendetta, everybody should see it. I was out in a park here in town, and this is a college town. And the closer you get there, it has to be a mathematical equation. The closer you get to centers of academia, yeah, the higher the stupidity rises. Actually, it's not the stupidity that rises, it's ignorance and lack of common sense. You see, the intelligentsia are the highly educated, stupid people that will stick their finger in a light socket. They have no common sense, they have no wisdom. So anyway, at this park, which will remain unnamed, bright sunny day, beautiful weather, a couple days ago I was there. All these people spread out, nobody's within like 1,000,000 miles of anybody else, right? As it normally is, any other year you would go there. And there's all these people walking around wearing face diapers and just staring at them like they're aliens. I don't care what anybody does. If somebody wants to put on a pink Speedo and, prance around in the park, I don't care. I don't care what anybody does with themselves or with other people. It's like, yeah, okay, so you're out there walking in the bright sunshine and, you're sucking up your own CO2. You're not within 1,000,000 miles of anybody. Out in the beautiful Natura naturans, basically meaning Mother Nature. I was just like in a surreal parallel universe where stupidity and lack of common sense rules supreme. Just the fear-mongering that must flow through the veins of these people is absolutely astounding. And once again, in this video, I don't tell anybody what to do, to think, or believe. Okay? So chill out with that. Because sometimes if someone with has the virtue signal, it's like, listen, I'm not telling anybody what to do or think. It's just sheerly stunning. I mean, the only thing I could imagine that was more bizarre than that is some of the hellscape that I saw living in Russia, where there was some literally deceased people in the alleyways. Who knows what happened to them? I mean, they were absolutely 100% dead. The only thing that would rise above that is like some hellscape of being in the middle of a war. So this is level 3, or DEFCON 3. Level of surreal parallel universe, not normalism. Which I know that's not a word. Absolutely confounding. It's not confounding to me. I mean, it's not like I was perplexed. It's just, God, it is so pervasive. And this is true. I mean, you could probably make a mathematical construct of societal norms. The closer you get to centers of academia, the closer you get to where people are just brainwashed, knuckle-dragging fools. When I go out to my farm, people think, well, those are just dumb rednecks out there. That's why they don't do that. No, that's not it. They are not going to live their lives in fear. I will tell you this flat out. Going to my cabin area, my farm, I went into a large retail store, and it was like 3 years ago. Everything's normal, no one gives a damn, everything's fine, everybody's okay. Hard workers, farmers, hardworking people. There's no grips of hysterical madness, insanity. It's okay. It's like it's a breath of fresh air being there. It's just wonderful to go there. And it's not really academia that's the fear. People in cities, they watch too much of this evil device right here. I'm going to make that out to be a TV, even though it's a computer, but everybody consumes their media through the computer these days, mostly so. They're just watching too much of the media. They're just living in fear. And it's good to be informed. I mean, I am the master of information. I am literally the master of information. I got more digital books saved on countless terabytes than any. There's probably not 10 people, individual people on Earth, that have collected as much data as I have. So I'm all about information. Just people are just so easily brainwashed, and they're just. And when you see a bunch of people walking their dog in the park, not close to anybody, not that that's a concern at all, you know. I kid you not, I just thought of this. What shocked me the most is somebody, I was at a retail store, and there was a guy getting out of his car. I won't say what retail store it was here in town. The guy had on 3 layers of face diaper. I shouldn't have said something, but I swear to God, this is what I did. The guy got, and I counted. It's like, is sure, maybe I'm seeing 2. There's at least 2 there. But I confirmed it because they were different colors. And I went like this to the guy. He's only like about 15 feet from me. He's like, he was confused. I was like, 3 of them, huh? And it took him a second to connect with what I was saying. It's like, 3, right? Yeah. I literally did that, by the way. If you think that's rude, it might be, but I also don't care. I'm not trying to shame the guy. I don't care what he does. Like, I don't care if he was wearing a pink Speedo. I don't care if he had on, you know, little glitter, blue glitter shields on his, you know. I don't care. They're like, dear God in heaven, people are so crazy. As a chess player, I can see how this is evolving and what the end result's going to be. I don't want to talk about that in this video, but... By the way, if you haven't seen V for Vendetta, make sure you go watch it right now. It's even on YouTube. I think you have to like pay $2 or something to watch it. There's all sorts of places where you could watch it for free. To me, it's surprising anybody hasn't seen that movie yet. Really, really surprising. And I'm not a movie buff. Anyway, have a lovely week. I've been busy all day today. Crazy. I sold off my... people think I got money. If I had money, I wouldn't have sold off my antique sewing machine. From 1897, I sold it off. It's gone. A guy came and picked it up. I miss it. 123-year-old sewing machine. It's gone. But I don't need 3 sewing machines. I need the money more than I need the sewing machine, so. This was a video from the heart. Like it, don't like it. I wanted to make it. I'm surprised all the parallels between today and the movie V for Vendetta, because they're astounding. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.